beautiful locations, but I'm hoping you won't mind if I ask you about this. Yemen, 2006. Can we touch on that story and
Oh
kind of
yeah, sure.
share?
I mean, the billionaire Arab I was working for wanted his boat in Dubai for Ramadan, and I was young in my 30s, early 30s. I think I was barely 30, and I had to take this boat, and we were excited. And once we got into the Red Sea, it was a brand new boat. All the systems started working. We started to have contamination in the hydraulic oil.
Hmm.
We had engine problems, so um, we had to find a place to anchor to make repairs, and we had no idea. It was like, do we go over in pirate territory or pirate territory? So we chose the closest point because we needed to anchor. The seas were really rough, and we anchored at like 4 in the morning or 3:30. We didn't know we anchored off of a military camp, but that's we made our repairs, and then when I went to leave, that's when we had the fire. Now I had security on board. When I called the Coast Guard, well, I had heard a coalition warship. I called a warship,
Mm.
and I heard this American female voice, and this is what stood out because NATO put together a coalition warships to monitor the Red Sea and other parts of the world where there's
Right.
piracy for that reason. And I had heard a female voice. The men were not answering her, and I got upset. I'm like, see, the guys don't respect the woman at the helm, and just like talking to my crew. And I go, watch, the man's going to call and they're going to answer. And that's exactly what happened. So I
Mm.
remembered and I called Coalition Warship 68 to rescue us. Now, the security guy said, the pirates heard your call. They're on their way. So I said to the security guy, stop telling me the pirates are on their way. When they're off the bow, you can tell me the pirates are here. But
Yeah.
until then, I don't need more stress.
Right.
And we saw the warship. Here's the funny thing. 2 days prior, I think Bush was reelected. Because it was 2004. He was reelected for president. And, I was going to say Republicans in the Middle East aren't really liked.
Right.
And the crew were like, oh, America. They were like, so when that ship came around and it had a US flag, I was like, I'm sorry. Do I see a Croatian flag or a New Zealand flag? Because I had all different nationalities, and it was kind of funny. I'm like, how do we feel about Americans now?
Yeah. No
So I
kidding,
like
right?
turned it around, and this made me feel really proud to be an American because the captain came on and he said, "You're our priority." Because I said, "I'm an American citizen floating in Yemen territory, and I require your assistance." And
Mm.
they said, "You're our priority. We will stay with you until you're safe. And
Good.
where would you like us to tow you?" And I said, "Florida."
Yeah.
But they didn't. They couldn't. They wanted to, but I got towed into Hodeida, Yemen.
Was
For
that?
13 days, I spent in hell freaking out
Oof.
until we got to tow. My boss goes, the security guy goes, you got to fly the crew out. So it's just him and I.
Mm.
And then my boss, I'm like, you need to send someone here that speaks the language. And this guy, Salih Hadi, came and he goes, Captain, it's so bad here. I have to go home. And I was like, oh, really? So I called the owner and I said, it's so nice here. Salih Hadi wants to go back to Dubai. And
Yeah.
he goes, you give him telephone. So I gave him the phone. He made him stay. And he goes, thank you very much. And we were there in hell for 13 days. And I got so sick. I got malaria. It was terrible. So we finally got out through Sanaa, which is crazy. Like the airport is at 8,000 feet, right? So it's like flying out of Aspen.
Right.
So when I landed in Dubai, the guy goes, you're very sick. You need a doctor. So when I went to the doctor, I look around, there's baby pictures everywhere. I go, what kind of doctor are you? And he goes, a
Oh.
pediatrician. But I had malaria. And he gave me medication, and it took me like a week or two.
Wow.
But that's it. But I wasn't attacked by pirates. The warship rescued us. Warship.